I will hold on in your gun, lot of stuff they don't know. Listen up. For the past week, I have been experiencing severe, extreme bouts of loneliness. It's like feeling lonely in the company of people. Because I'm never really understood. And it's like, and it's like, I'm at a point now where I don't care, right? Where I have all the safeguards in place, you know, I'm genuinely okay with myself. I can interact with a person and appreciate them for who they are rather than what they can do for me or fulfill me in some way, or, you know, like, I don't need other people to fulfill anything within me. And that's a great feeling, okay? But I still hadn't dealt with that sinking, aching feeling in my chest, okay? This is a feeling that from my childhood, from that state, belief, feeling, whatever, of feeling emotionally isolated as a child, feeling like I needed to guard everything and keep everything to myself, feeling like I need to you know, fix other people's emotions and, you know, blah, 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 the typical kids stuff, right? Being hyper attuned to everyone's emotions but suppressing mine, okay? You know, and no one in my family can fix that for me. No friend can fix that for me. You know, because that's conditional. I don't want to rely on another person for that. This feeling that I have to sit with is really fucking painful. And the last time that I would feel this, and I recognize it now, like I've had it enough times, like I feel like I feel okay, I feel great, I'm proud of myself that I have the skills to deal with it now, because it's like I'm not going to react on this, because the last times that I felt like this, I would take medication and self-harm that way, or self-harm, trigger warning. Duma, man. Yeah. Feeling like powerless. My whole body has gone hot. What the fuck? Somebody come get her. She dancing like a stripper. That feeling, it feels like just no one will understand me. No one will, you know, and you try to like talk it out in your head, but all you really need to do is wiggle your toes. Okay? Like, because you're going to think yourself into a spiral. When you're able to see it for what it is, which is, hey, it is a sensation in the body, and I don't feel the need to think it out anymore. I don't feel the need to point it to a person or blame anyone else, or I don't need to do anything but to just sit with it and let it out and sit with the discomfort. And many people don't do that because you are either deeply ashamed of yourself. You're thinking, why am I thinking this? Like, I'm such, you know, don't think. Because my mistake in the past when I would feel like this is because I would feel so overwhelmed. I didn't know what was going on, that I thought I could not deal with this feeling. I could not deal with this feeling. It was so overwhelming. And I did not want to sit with it. I didn't, like, it hurt so much. I didn't know how to. I just didn't want to. That I would rather take drugs. I would rather self-harm. I would rather just do anything but feel that feeling. But now, right, having compassion for myself and knowing that I don't want to take those routes, I don't want to do that to myself anymore, and I love myself enough to sit down and feel it and not act on these things, right? I just wiggled my fucking toes. And it is that simple. And this shit is gut-wrenching, okay? This is what shadow work is. Ooh, shadow work. Ooh, diving into your shadow. I hate all these like gizmo catchmo terms because it's like it gets rinsed and repeated so much that like it loses meaning and impact. Okay, I don't want to like say stuff and then you guys be turned away because I'm using kitsch words. Okay, but to face the deepest parts of yourself, you just have to sit in them and accept them and bring them with you. You have to bring them with you. Because a lot of the times when I interact with people, I am scared to show that part of myself. Or if someone, you know, I'm just scared to, and I mask a lot because I'm like, or as soon as my confidence wears down a little bit, I'm back to masking. I'm back into self-isolation. No one's gonna see this part of me, but I don't deserve that, because if you keep doing that, you will always feel alone and lonely in the company of other people. You're not giving yourself an opportunity to be fully and completely seen, and you fucking know this. So, you know, but it's like, but how do I be authentic? How do I be authentic? How do I, you know, allow people to see me? Well, you have to do that sitting with yourself. And it's actually a great thing when you get triggered by your loneliness again, because it's there. It's not hidden in the back and repressed really far down, and you don't need to do a lot of hip openers, and you don't need to do the Kundalini dragon's breath, and you don't need to do the arguing with your partners and friendships and this is that, or you don't need to do the energy Reiki. Okay, it's actually a great moment for when you are triggered, because this is something that a part that I have really suppressed, and I'm going to prove to myself right now that instead of reacting like I would have previously done in the past, or suppressing or running away from it, I'm going to give myself grace and really integrate it as part of me. I am just going to sit with it, and all you have to do is just let it pass. Okay, please do not react. This discomfort is so much to people that this is where people go to their maladaptive roots and drugs, sex, self-harm, to avoid sitting with that loneliness, discomfort, trauma, whatever it is, from being let down so many times, or being neglected, or whatever it is, okay? Or everything that has happened as a result of you abandoning yourself, like getting into abusive relationships, sexual trauma, not trusting yourself, not saying no, ignoring your discernment, ignoring your body, right? Sacrificing yourself, abandoning yourself, right? So all these things come from what? From not being heard or seen, and not standing up for yourself, not living in your truth, and you know, being used to being stepped over, or whatever it is, from not being heard, not learning boundaries, okay? And that makes you so alone. But it's a good thing when you are triggered by your loneliness, because now you can sit with it, and it is now a part of you. Now you know who you truly are and what's important to you, and you know, right, okay, I feel like myself again. I'm going to enter relationships and stop. Sorry. Every night I rush to my bed with hopes on your chance, and see you with a good smile and going out of my head. I was on a roll. What the fuck was I saying, you dog? Oh my god, Mel, you feel lonely around people? I wonder why. And you know that you can't keep living like this in a way that you feel like you have to suppress yourself around people, that there is a part of you that you always have to hide and therefore sacrifice in your interactions. You are essentially apologizing for every interaction that is happening because you can't be with yourself. You think that being yourself is so uncomfortable or so unacceptable that You have to fawn or be in a constant state of stress, or just never be authentic. And that's tiring, because you're always going to be flexible with your identity. You're not going to have any boundaries, and it's going to be fucking loose soup. You're abandoning yourself every time you fawn or every time you mask. Okay? And that is why you feel alone in the company of people. And I've been in friendships where when a person doesn't deal with that dark part of themselves, because I understand, okay, dealing with the darkest part of yourself is painful. Okay, when you sit with yourself and deal with that shit, your body is literally starts to shake, cry, wail. Okay, I understand why no one wants to fucking do it, but you have to accept yourself eventually, because not accepting yourself can turn into so many things. Codependency, right? Anxious attachment or avoidant attachment. Okay, attachment wounds. Okay, you go into friendships, right, thinking that they will complete you in some way, right? Or you become really clingy, or whatever it is. Okay, relying on someone to define who you are, define your self-worth. Okay, that is draining you and the other person. Okay, I've been on the receiving end of this. Okay, it is draining when you don't know yourself and become the other person. Okay, you have to show up for yourself, and you can only do that once you feel the deepest part of yourself and think, I want to bring you along. I can't restrict myself anymore and become so small and just fuck it, I'm taking you with me. Every time you cry about being lonely, it's a good thing, because you're bringing it with yourself. You're becoming aware of your shadow. If you're wondering why everything in your life doesn't come easily, right? Money, relationships, it's because you haven't confronted this, because you don't know yourself. And each time you cry about something, each time you get angry about something, each time that you feel strongly about something, it's a good thing, because not out of reacting to anyone else, but truly and deeply what you think and feel. It's a good thing, because you get in touch with yourself every time. You're starting to be aware of the things that upset you. It gives you a chance to be present in your relationships and experience friendships to their fullest, not just in a way that's like, okay, this is for you. It's a mutual feeling, okay? It's not normal to feel like unbalanced in friendships or relationships and feel quiet and reserved. And like, if that's who you are, that's fine. But it's like, shouldn't come as a sacrifice to you, okay? You shouldn't feel trodden over in your relationships. I don't know if anyone fucking told you that, okay? There's a reason why a lot of lonely people, lonely children, yeah, they think that a person is going to save them. I've done this, okay? You think that like, oh, okay, if I can't be myself here, if I can't be myself in my family or friendships, then I can be myself in a relationship. Or you think vice versa. Oh, if I can't be myself in my relationship, then I can be myself in my hobbies. And you have this like fragmented personality that you only show parts of yourself to people. And like, I've experienced this, right? So like, I'm very guilty, right? Because I'm like, how you have like friends for different things, and because I think like, oh, I can only show a part of myself here, but a part of myself there, but a part of myself here, and a part of myself there, like I microdose my personality to everyone out of protection, but also that makes me feel incredibly fucking alone, because I think, okay, what does this mean? Does this mean that at a core belief, I believe like, oh, I have to act a certain way around people, I'm not integrated, or a part of me doesn't deserve to be seen? And fuck it, do this and be courageous. This takes a lot of practice and bravery, especially if you haven't said no, especially if you are learning how to assert yourself, and especially if like you really care about people around you and you're afraid of their reactions. Well, it's time for you to release that loneliness. And if you haven't had the proper support in your life, no one that you've really related to, they are out there. But give yourself a chance to be seen by seeing yourself first, right? You can't find the loves of your life by hiding away. You can't find the loves of your life by thinking that a part of you is unacceptable and you have to act a certain way. Every single part of you deserves to be seen. And not in a way where you need anyone to validate that, or you need anyone to tell you who you are. You know, you don't need anyone to tick any boxes for you, okay? The only person's validation that matters is your own. The only person's comfort that matters to you is your own, okay? Doesn't mean that you should go out there making people like uncomfortable, obviously, but this is your life. This is your mental health. This is your well-being. The only person that needs to see you is you. The quality and quantity of friends won't matter if you can never just sit with yourself. It'll put a band-aid on it, but you're gonna find better friends, better situations, better places, right? You're going to know yourself once you sit with yourself. Because when you don't know yourself, this is when identity issues come into place, and you like become whoever you're with, and you have low self-worth because you're not even there. You deserve to just be in your body. You are never fucking alone. Never, ever. Never. When I was a teenager, the kid's a teenager, right? I would feel so alone in the company of people because I felt like there was no one who could understand what I went through or my shame. And I didn't know how to speak about it because it just got stuck in my throat, and I just felt like I needed to isolate. Like I didn't know what to do with that feeling, right? And it will cause me such deep like depression. I think it was the root of my depression. And I would just want to run away. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I didn't know how to deal with it because it was so uncomfortable. I would, try to take myself on dates. I would buy myself hotel rooms even. And I would like do anything to avoid that feeling. Or I would punish myself. I remember consistently as a child, whenever I felt this, I would literally, I don't know if I should say this is embarrassing. But yeah, I would like, fuck it, whatever. Like, as a kid, I didn't know what to do with discomfort, right? I would blame myself and think that there was something so wrong with me. And I would tell myself, just get it together, just act normal. And I would like scratch myself. I would like just tell myself the worst things because I couldn't compute. I just couldn't understand. So, this is why intellectualizing your emotions doesn't work, because it could go either way. When you're a child and you just have a feeling, a reaction to what's going around you, but no one's there to tell you what that is, you could take the worst meaning from it. And that's what I did as a very intelligent child, I guess. Yes, I'm gassing myself up, but it's like if you have like a 5, 6, 7-year-old telling themselves like really horrible things, that if anyone told me that right now, like if anyone spoke to my kid that way, I would deck them in the fucking face. You know what I mean? Oh. But yeah, I would punish myself and hit myself because I was like, I'm a bad kid. Like I'm bad. Like I'm a horrible person. Like this must be why I'm feeling this. Like everyone else is normal, but like why, like I would just think I was bad and feel guilty and shameful and this is that. And, when you've done that for like 18 years before you've gained like fucking consciousness, you've created a fucking demon. Not actual demon, but and you try so hard to avoid it. But you don't deserve that. But now, instead of like wanting to go to hospital, okay, it's okay to just sit with it. Please don't react. Please, for the love of God, don't react. Okay, please don't think yourself into a pit, because it's not going to help you. Don't think, how do I solve this? What is this related to? Where is this coming from? Why do I feel like this again? It's because I'm doing this, or because I'm not doing this. I don't know where it's coming from. Wait a minute. All I could do in that moment, I knew in my heart that it was time to deal with this. And all that meant was wiggling my fucking toes. That's all you have the power to do in that moment when you feel so powerless and helpless, is to wiggle your fucking toes and wiggle. You know, it's when breaths don't fucking work. It's when you're on the verge of a panic attack and you really cannot connect with your body, when you want to just escape and fly away. Wiggle your fucking toes. Keep wiggling your toes and focus on that. How heavy is your blood? How warm is your blood? What's the weight of your bones? Can you feel your bones right now? How hot are your hands? Can you feel the blood in your hands? Can you feel the sensation in your fingertips, right? Just be there with yourself. Close your eyes and do it if everything else is making you freak out. What does your stomach feel like? Is it turning? I don't want to answer. I really just want you to experience your lower back, experience your spine, and you don't have to think about it. You don't have to even do any fucking breath work, right? Because there's so many meditation techniques and there's so many this, that. Okay, I just want you to feel the back of your knees. I want you to, can you actually feel a tendon? I don't know if you can. That's super cool if you can, but can you? What do your hamstrings feel like? Are they tight? You know? And it's really that simple. That, you know, being able to sit with yourself and let it out is the antidote, and connecting with your body. And don't get attached to it. This is not you, it's just an experience. This is not you, it's just a sensation that you haven't dealt with and has built and built over the years and you weren't aware of, and you know it's coming to light now. But don't be afraid. Don't hurt yourself. Don't regress and fall into addiction. Don't do anything that can compromise where you are right now. You know, you deserve to see success in yourself, to honor yourself and really see yourself for the first time in your life, and not shun away because you think that this person is so disgusting or shameful, or you know, you fear that what everyone else's reaction is, or you fear that you will lose love, or you fear that when you do this for yourself, right, being able to sit with your body, not needing another person to fulfill you in any way, that is the greatest love of all. That is the greatest thing you can do for yourself. It'll feel like such an achievement when you finally do this, when you don't require another person to complete you, and when you just are yourself, right? You're not fragmented anymore. You're thinking, I'm fucking tired of masking, okay? It feels like my heart is going to collapse from having to act all the time, okay? I feel like most people do this, okay? I'm like, I don't know what it is, right? In my opinion, most people have a certain mask. Most people have something that they are deathly afraid of and shun from the world, whether it is feeling unworthy. And for most people, it is, I will never be loved in the way that I want. I think a lot of people wear masks and they think that they have to hide something in themselves, whether it is insecurity, and that can come from a lot of things, from not having, from not incompletion, from never being in a relationship, or never being loved in the way that they needed, never being heard and seen, never having that place of feeling emotionally safe. You owe it to yourself to show up whole and give yourself a chance. You deserve to back that person up, regardless of the reaction from people, regardless of the consequence. Regardless, because if you show up whole, it's giving yourself a chance to find people that you truly align with and connect with, and are gonna meet you where you're at. You're gonna find people who are actually compatible with you. You're gonna find situations that are actually good for you, and listen to your body and discernment. Because when you suppress, you find yourself in jobs for far too long. You find yourself in friendships for far too long. You find yourself in a lot of harmful shit because you don't trust yourself. You deserve to listen to your body and be there and not hide parts of yourself. Okay, be brave and speak up for that tiny part of you that you are so ashamed of. Being yourself and being unapologetically yourself. And that includes bringing your freaking envy, lust, greed, anger, sadness, rejection with you, okay? Never, ever, 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 ever take it out on another person. Never, ever, ever project on that person that you think will, if you pedestalize people or, you know, whatever it is no one else's job but your own to deal with this stuff and metabolize it and bring that with you, assert that with you regardless of the consequence. Never ever project that shit, okay? Because it's just a fucking feeling. You will know what to do with it once you integrate it and have some compassion for it. Because you think like, oh, why am I jealous of this person? They have something that I don't have. And that makes me feel like incomplete, insecure, whatever it is. And, you know, or you start building animosity. Okay, I've been on the receiving end of this. Okay, it is no one's job but your own to deal with that, to make you think of why you don't deserve to be heard and seen, okay, and regulate your own emotions. Because I've been on the receiving end of a lot of people's shadows. People project onto me, and I'm not the shit at all, okay? Maybe I just have the capacity to see things, or maybe I'm psychic, whatever the fuck, okay? I feel people, and that is not my responsibility to deal with that. And I feel for you. I do. Because if you are feeling rejected or envious, you can't get mad at another person for having boundaries or saying no. You can't get mad at another person for changing their mind and asserting who they are. You can't get mad at another person for being themselves. Okay? It is up to you to deal with your unworthiness. Unfortunately. And I say this with compassion because I would never, if I'm feeling insecure, I would never dream about hurting another person or sending that bad intentions towards another person. So it hurts me when you do it to me, but I know that we're all suffering from the same fucking thing, which is insecurity, which is unwholeness, okay? You need to see that. Everyone is dealing with the human fucking condition. Okay? You gotta deal with this shit so you can give yourself a chance. So you can be respectful in your relationships and it doesn't have to be unbalanced. That you don't have to be ultra suppressive or ultra controlling or whatever it is. When you don't deal with this stuff, you become fucking resentful and irritable, and you start blaming people because they're like, why haven't you just done it? Because you're scared to even confront that in yourself. You're scared to assert yourself because you are so afraid and used to being stepped over, and you know, you're afraid of what people might say because you haven't dealt with it, because you don't even know what you freaking feel like. Okay, you need to deal with this stuff so you don't become resentful in your body, and you feel okay with being yourself. And by the time that you haven't dealt with this, it's just like you could have definitely impacted and ruined your self-trust impacted your relationships, impacted your ability and trust in yourself to be in these relationships, you know, save yourself some trouble by just metabolizing your loneliness and your fears. Even if that shit hurts like a bitch. I think this is the problem. This is the antidote to the male loneliness epidemic. Okay? Because it's not men or women. Okay? It's not. The male loneliness epidemic comes from you feeling like you need to act a certain way, right? From you needing to present a certain way, from you suppressing your true self, from you feeling like you have to amount to shit through your material possessions or the women that you are with. You know, your self-worth isn't inherent, or nothing really matters because it'll never, you're nothing if you don't have money, or if you don't have girls, or if you don't, you know, whatever it is, or you don't, you know, you don't have masculinity. Okay? It's not anyone's job, and no one can fix that hole in you. No one. It'll help, yes, it will help. The proper social support can help, but if you feel like you have to act a certain way to show up in this world, if you can't, you know, if your emotions are shameful, need to be hidden, you know, you won't ever be happy. Everybody, fucking everybody deserves to be seen at their lowest, right? And that doesn't mean yamming it on to someone. I'm gonna make decisions based on what's best for all aspects of myself, not just what I need to present and my ego and what society expects me and this and my achievements. And you can't outrun yourself. Yourself is gonna get in your own way if you don't bring them with you. It's going like, hey, drop time, no. I really love Sinners. I love Sinners so much. Sinners is a great movie. Go watch Sinners if you haven't. Watch it again. And watch it a third time. Watch it a fourth time. Watch it a fifth time. This is the way no sound. This is the way no sound. Emma, that's me. Emma, that's me. Maraschino pulled up, me, Emma schemy. Yeah. Bitch, I'm so bright. Bitch, I'm so gleamy. Come for your man, come for your Mimi. Come for your man, come for your Mimi. Come right now and come in my teamy. Tummy. And T, this is how you glow up. Okay? When you're not in touch with your emotions, you look ugly as fuck. No, everyone is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. But I'm just saying, when I was not in touch with my emotions and I ran away from them, I look ugly as hell. Okay, that's how you glow up. Okay? Play with your little heart a little bit. Rub your sternum. Okay? Be like, ow, it really hurts. What am I feeling? Okay? Oh yeah. When you're feeling really lonely, wiggle your freaking toes. Rub your... What the fuck? Rub your thigh. Okay? Just rub your thigh. Let yourself know that you're okay. Okay? That's why you don't need another person to do it, right? If you've had a lot of sexual trauma, you don't like people touching you, right? You really want comfort, but you don't like people touching you anymore. You just need yourself, okay? Yeah? Rub your thighs. Get in touch with your belly. Rub your belly. Touch like where, you know, parts of yourself that doesn't get much attention. Yeah? Like your waist. That says a lot. You single bitch. Well, that's not a choice. Okay? I just outed myself like that. Well, yes, it's closed for fucking business. I'm celibate. So, like, rub your... God dang, I'm so serious. I'm so mature, like it's myself, like I'm so comfortable, like I'm going red, like I can't even fucking do it. But anyways, when you are like really uncomfortable and you feel triggered by stuff, just like rub. You're like, ew, Stop! See, it's so comfortable. Stop touching me. But yeah, it's what's going on? Okay, when you feel uncomfortable, just like, you know what I'm talking about, okay? It just feels weird because it's like, why are you touching me? But I guess I need to be more in touch with my body. That means, hello. But yeah, rub your freaking sternum. Let it out. Oh yeah. When you feel like emotions trapped in your throat, just touch your throat. Like I'm not. It feels so uncomfortable, right? Because this is attention. This is energy. This is, you know, if you're not used to it, not used to being heard, seen, felt, appreciated, whatever it is, you gotta do it yourself. And if you're not even comfortable like touching your freaking yourself, stop. You can see I'm practicing. Okay? Look, I feel bad because it's like sometimes people hug me or touch me and I flinch and it's just like, girl, I can't even fucking, like I can't even. Yes. Yes, calm down. I need to do more body work. Yeah, I do. Erotic. See, this feels nice. Yeah, it's okay now. See, I've calmed down now. See, just give yourself some attention, bro. You fucking pervs. The fuck you doing, you fucking weirdo. But yeah, I actually do feel really relaxed now. Yeah, when you have shit stuck in your throat, just like massage it and see what happens. And being authentic might scare you, right? Especially if someone's like judging you, if say you feel judgment, if you feel a little weird, if you feel like people are being mean or whatever, if you feel like people are projecting and shit, all you gotta do is skis on a beat, face what earth up, myself, cause I'm feeling myself. Throw it on the okay? Skis on a beat, please what earth up, myself, cause I'm feeling myself. Throw it. New paddock on my wrist. And you don't have to think like, oh yeah, I won't have to be myself. I can't be myself here, so I will be myself here. No, you're just yourself all the time. And you have courage, you're strong. You're mentally strong, yeah. New paddock on my wrist. She with the noops now. I don't know if I can do that. Integrate all parts of yourself. All parts of yourself deserve to be seen and are accepted, okay? And acceptance doesn't rely on anyone else, okay? You're only looking for your own. You're only looking for your own because no one can take away that from you. If you accept yourself, if you love yourself, if you care for yourself, if you honor yourself, if you treasure yourself, if you show up to things with yourself, if you go to things with yourself, if you figure out what you want, okay, that is an act of love. If you do things that you truly want to do, that's an act of love. Right? Because you're not making decisions based on what everyone else wants. That is self-abandonment. She was a fairy with a fatty. Peace. Love. I'll see you all next week.